Thank you everybody for coming. Welcome to the Citadel. My name is Elijah, and if you do not know, I am now the former president of Decoded Brain here at PCC. I worked really, really hard to make this Citadel perfect and to raise the bar as high as I could for a couple reasons. One, because this is the first Citadel, so we're kind of making history here. Two, because this is my last major project here at the PCC chapter. But most importantly, because we elected two extremely competitive students, Sai and Tawny, to run Decoded Brain here at PCC. And I just want to tell them here in front of everybody that the ball's in your court now. I'd also like to say to Jason, where is he? Jason, you're going to have to publish a couple more papers before you can say you love Decoded more than me. And then I kind of want to tell you guys a bit of a personal story. By the way, our biggest fan is here. That's Abe's baby. Thank you. So I've been taking the 180 from Vine Station in Hollywood to Colorado Boulevard every morning. I'm the first one to get on, and I'm the last one to get off. I never miss my stop because the bus driver can't go home unless I get off the bus. It takes me about 2 hours to get here, and I've been taking it for about 2 years now. I like to think that at this point, I know pretty much everybody on the 180 because I take it all the time. And I like to nod at people even if they don't know who I am, because there's a bond between people who travel together. And a lot of wonderful things have happened on the 180 that I didn't expect. I've read more books than I've ever read in my whole life, and I've had enough time to reflect on every chapter and subchapter of my life. For example, when I was younger, I took online acting classes. In case you didn't know, I used to be a filmmaker before doing engineering. And I remember my instructor telling me that if you want to succeed in the film industry, which is extremely brutal, you need to have a solid mentality to succeed. And what he said was, there's a lot of sacrifice to get where you need to go. And what's very important is that you see your life as if you're on a bus and you're going somewhere. And you need to know where you're going, and you need to know who's on your bus. And so your family is not always going to be on the bus. Your friends are not always going to be on the bus. But what matters most is that you just don't get off the bus. And you're guaranteed to get where you need to go. So where are we all headed? If you're one of the 20 teams that are presenting later in the afternoon, please nod. It's bus etiquette. We're on our way right now to do a few things here at Decoded Brain at PCC and in general for academia. One is we're trying to foster a space where students feel comfortable to ask big questions. For example, science is a dinner table discussion. It is not exclusive to the classroom. You don't have to roll your eyes if someone tells you that physics is super fun. Wow, this has been a long time coming, guys. This has been a long time coming. So to ask big questions, you need to be immersed in an environment where all questions are respected and people feel respected. And that's why the first requirement to join our open labs is to have humility and also to have kindness. And if we can establish those with you, then our next goal is to foster care. Because there are no smart people. There are only those who care more than others. Another thing about the Citadel that I think makes it special is that we're not looking for some of the smartest people on campus to come present here. We're more interested in looking for ordinary people who are interested in doing extraordinary things. And that's why everybody presenting today are people who started with us and ended with us. Nobody was spared the roast. Another thing is we're trying to change the student-teacher dynamic. We don't want students learning how to wait for instructions. You can get really good at learning how to wait. You can become a professional waiter. What we're trying to do is we're trying to teach students how to think. And we're trying to teach them to come to us when they need something, and we're trying to get out of their way if we don't have what they need. Because what matters is what we have the same ultimate goal, which is we're trying to learn. And so whoever gets there first gets to play teacher for the day. We're also trying to bring the arts and sciences closer together, and that's something you'll kind of see with Cortexa here. So Julius and I worked all semester long trying to book the Westerbeck and the two CA rooms, the drawing rooms on the rooftop of the CA building, which I hope you guys will attend Act 2, because we believe that science is also an expression of the human spirit. And that's why our posters will be displayed on easels the same way you would see paintings. And I really hope you guys breathe in the posters the same way you would look at a nice painting at a museum, because if something catches your gaze, it might teach you something about your own curiosity. But another reason why we booked the CA and we worked really hard to get these spaces is because the architects who designed the R building, where most of my STEM classes are the same architects who designed Azkaban. There's absolutely no windows. And we saw that the lighting, the natural lighting, would be a huge deal for you guys to appreciate all the work that has been done this semester. And finally, we're also working to acquire a permanent space for student-led research. I know there's professors here and a lot of professors on campus that would really benefit from a space for lab space for student-led research. And we believe, and the reason why we're working for this now, is because we're now at a point where we have the tools and the organizational structure to manage such a space pretty efficiently. And that will go through more deeply in today's presentation later on open labs. You're about to see some of the most ambitious projects across all of campus. And you're going to have the chance to interact with their creators in the afternoon. If you're still not impressed, just wait. I'd also like to conclude for now by thanking Mesa for not only sponsoring us, but for being a partner in crime to put this together. They helped make Open Labs a reality. They've also made the Citadel something extremely special. I'd like to thank CCG for supporting our business team in the business affairs of getting this all put together. And I'd also like to thank PCC for my free bus pass. Enjoy the show, guys.